Shocks Shorts.
Well, what do we have here? Doctors warn of massive spike in Americans suddenly dropping dead from unexplained heart attacks. Americans are dropping dead from heart attacks at home at alarming rates. Doctors warn. They don't know why. I'm sure they're going, oh, I can't understand why they're all dropping dead. Seriously? You're a doctor and you don't know why? Of course you don't know why. You don't want to know why, but you do know why. Look at this. Researchers at Mass General Brigham, a Harvard-affiliated hospital, found that heart-related deaths gone up 17% in the years following the CONVID Scamdemic. Cue in figure and fiction. And while the exact number is unknown, in many of these cases, heart attacks have been at home, despite deaths in hospitals decreasing. Deaths in hospitals decreasing. Maybe less people go into the hospital. I know I avoid it like the plague, especially since CONVID-1984. Fact that noise. I want to be affiliated with Big Pharma. I don't want to take any meds. I want to avoid everything that's Big Pharma as much as possible. Maybe that's why they're dying at home more. Could be, maybe not. But these doctors, they're warning of a spike in Americans suddenly dropping dead. Hey doctors, witch doctors, do you know why they're dropping dead? Suddenly? The suddenlies? They got the suddenlies? Could it be this? Huh? Injecciones? Huh? And now you want to push a new Scariant out there? Hey y'all, I just want to let you know that the Center for Disease Creation identifies fewer than 20 cases of Scariant NB.1.8.1. What does that even mean? First of all, it's not a variant. If you're new to this party, if you're new to this charade or game that the last 5 years have been on and off again with bird brain flu, CONVID, I don't know, Marburg they try to do. Let me explain something to you. When you get the flu, there are no viruses out there. Franny, you know that. We've all gone over this a million times. There are no viruses, okay? When you get the flu, put that in quotes, meaning your body's purging toxins, the usual suspects show up. Fever, possibly. Could be low grade or high grade. Your body's way of kind of burning that stuff out of you. All right. Remember exercise? We exercise. We do exercise to exercise the toxins out of us. The priests do exercise to certain people to exorcise the demons out. What's the common theme here? Out. Purging of. Getting rid of what's inside you that's no bueno. Exercise or exercise. Exercise demons out of you. Exercise toxins out of you, okay? The usual suspects are sniffles, sneezing, sore throat, maybe earache, mucus, lots of that, fever. Could be chills, okay? Now, how do you make a variant out of that? You can't. There's no variants out of that. How do you make, you got the sniffles? Well, now you got a variant of the sniffles. What does that even mean? You got more sniffles or more mucus than you did before? There were no variants, right? I'm not a doctor, but I have a noggin with a brain in there, and what's varying? What's varying about it? The intensity of it? This is so stupid. There are no variants. What they're called is scariants, because they're trying to scare you with the stupidity, the stupid shit. All right. Once again, because they think you're that damn dumb that you'll get scared into complacency and giving up and putting on your muzzle, rolling up your sleeve. Now, there are quite a bit of you out there that will do just that. But there's also quite a bit of you that have awakened since 2020. I've talked to you in the public sphere over the years. People I've run into, talked to, could be at the grocery store or wherever, the gym, and they get it. They're like, yeah, 2020 kind of was scary. I thought it was real, but then I realized it was all bullshit. Yeah, a lot of people also realized that they got in 2020 and they ain't going to get got again. But we still have our unfair share of sheeple still out there muzzling up, right? So the Center for Disease Creation identifies fewer than 20 cases of this variant. Well, recently dominant in China, of course. The role model, or the model for the New World Order, right? That's all this is. This is trying to see how they could keep us under their thumb all the more. You know what I'm saying? This medical tyranny and depopulation. Symptom profile includes a hallmark. Okay, they're saying burning throat. Okay, you get a sore throat, burning throat. Sore throat, right? Unless they're using frequencies, they're burning your throat out. Sore throat, but no increased severity over prior variants. They're saying you're going to get a burning throat, which is, what is that, a sore throat? Hadn't had that sore throat in years. But they're saying the symptom profile includes a hallmark, burning throat. But it's not more severe than any other scariant that they've tried in the past, said that was out there in the past. In other words, it's another nothing burger. They're saying that one of the big symptoms of this new scariant is a burning or sore throat, but it's not more intense than the other scariants. I mean, they really think that everyone out there is just that damn dumb. Not everyone is. A lot are. Not everyone. Here's another one. FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Eat the food, take the drugs. The Food and Drug Administration imposes strict booster shot restrictions for most Americans, requiring new trials for widespread use. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. China's reported low mortality rate draws scrutiny, contrasting with higher regional figures abroad. They're trying to keep you confused. They're trying to say China is reporting a low mortality rate with this new scariant from China, but yet that contrasts with higher regional figures elsewhere. In other words, elsewhere they're having higher mortality rates, but in the place where this originated from is low mortality rate. Let me help you out. All right, this is bullshit. There is no new scariant or virus. This is all bullshit. It could be 5G, could be the frequencies, could be that people getting sick from the vaccines that they've taken, and boosters. The hens finally come home to roost several years later, but there are no variants out there. It could just be, hey, they're using a PCR test and they're saying you're sick even though you're not. It's just whatever with them, this New World Order. They could say, hey, Mr. Smith, you have the sniffles. We think you have the new scariant. Mrs. Smith, I know you're healthy and you feel great. You're asymptomatic. Rinse and repeat. The World Ill Health Organization labels this NB.1.8.1. Just making this stuff up. What does that even mean? The WHO labels this scariant as variant under monitoring. Variant under monitoring. They're trying to drum up the drama. The WHO says, we label this scariant a variant under monitoring. We're monitoring you, variant. We're monitoring. Drama. That's all it is drama. That's all it is bullshit. But here's the problem with this bullshit. It's a real agenda. A very real agenda. You know, it's late, and really, I don't want to keep on talking about this, but here, they're tracking this scariant transcontinental spread and the Center for Disease Creation surveillance. So get a load of this. The Center for Disease Creation, not prevention, creation, confirmed to the Epoch Times, or Epoch Times, I call Epic, on May 25th that fewer than 20 cases of this NB is pretty much a sublineage of the XDV strain. XDV strain. Okay, so this supposed Scariant that's out there is a sublineage of the XDV strain of SARS-CoV-2. In other words, it's an Omicron descendant. Now, let's stop there. Scared. From what I'm gathering from what they're saying, this supposed new Scariant that is out there from the land of egg rolls, although the land of, oh my God, is an Omicron descendant. Okay. If you're new to this channel, or relatively new, when this whole crap went down in 2021, I showed a video that I found. I covered it or whatever, showed it, of this girl that was shuffling around or showing you that Omicron really means moronic. Just shuffle the letters around. Moronic. Because you have to be a moron to believe it. And that's they were saying it, and if you were picking up on the signals, you get it. And so this one girl did a video showing you Omicron, canceling this letter, moving this letter around, moving this letter around on a piece of paper, and showed that it means moronic. So what I've been saying from the get-go, Geico, is there in an ivory tower, so to speak, clicking in champagne glasses, laughing, tossing all these things out there to see who picks up on it and who doesn't. And most people don't pick up on this stuff, right? Much less mirror it to awaken other people. So they're laughing. Basically, they're laughing at the sheeple with the muzzles on, laughing at them rolling up their sleeves. They're laughing at the fact that people believe there's a variant of anything, much less Omicron, which means moronic. They're calling you morons, basically, if you still believe this. So again, here we have a new Scariant, and it's a descendant of Omicron, from what I understand, which means round 2, you got to be a real moron, big time, to believe this shit. But I digress. Burning sore throat is a key symptom. Okay, well, what's causing that? What's causing the sore throat? I mean, you get sore throats when you're sick, right? You get sore throats if you're... Who hasn't had one? A bad one. What are they breathing in? In the air? What kind of new toxins are they introducing into the air, or in the chemtrails, or whatever? I mean, that could cause a sore throat too. What are you breathing in? What are you breathing? What are you taking in? They're talking about transmissibility trumps. I like that word right there. Huh? They gotta use that. Transmissibility trumps severity. It sounds like they're saying, while this new Scariant appears highly contagious, health researchers stress it does not portend an abrupt return to the severe illness or death rates seen earlier in the Scamdemic. Listen, fever, cough, fatigue, sore throat. Come on, man. Come on. Listen, folks. There was no virus out there in 2020, all right? What they were doing is trying to test the sheeple to see who goes along with the New World Order and abides by whatever they say and believes whatever they say without even thinking for themselves, and who doesn't. Putting arrows on the floor, seriously? In a store? Walk this way, seriously? Do not enter the aisle this way. You have to go on the backside of the aisle to enter it because the virus has a certain route that it travels. No, that was obedience training. I've went over this. The muzzles, the washing of the hands, washing away the old ways, accepting the new norm. We're not going back to the old way. It's a new norm. This is the new norm. This New World Order. 2020 was a dry rehearsal for the New World Order, and they're chomping at the bit to go for it again. All right? I don't have a problem with you being a dumb jerk-off, mask hole, believing all this bullshit. You're a fucking weak person. You're broken, and you want to put on your muzzle and roll up your sleeves. But here's where I have a problem with that. If they want to make everyone do it, because most of you out there are doing it. Do you understand? If they said, if they wouldn't try to make everything mandatory, I wouldn't have a problem with you rolling up your sleeve to take a vaccine that's going to delete you sooner or later. But if they're saying, okay, everyone's doing, a lot of people are doing it, so now everyone has to do it, Houston, we have a problem. In other words, your body, your choice, my body, my choice. But when it becomes all of a sudden my body's not my choice and I can't make a decision of whether or not I want to muzzle up or vaccine or else, then we have a problem. And if that's based on your behavior, sheeple, because the more that they see it goes along with this, then they're going to say, oh, hell far, everyone has to go along with it. We have a problem then. But if they leave it up to the individual to go along with their stupid depopulation shit, I don't have a problem with that. Survival of the fittest. Do you understand that? I have a problem when they want to make me do it because you're doing it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It's late. That's what I got for you. I had a little bit more for you, but I'm done. I'm out.